Welcome back to Healthy Living. The abuse of all forms of drugs is a huge problem that needs attention, and rehabilitation is another form of assisting in this deadly addiction. Brett Dolling takes us through his journey. Brett, thank you so much for allowing us to come visit you here at the Viewpoint Recovery Center.
Only a pleasure. Thanks for allowing me to talk about whatever I talk about.
No, but that's so true. And I think the key thing for us right now is to unpack addiction. And people in this country and this world we know are addicted to so many things, from drugs to alcohol to sex to a whole bunch of issues. And that does cause an issue within the person, a psychosocial concern.
Correct.
What is your viewpoint on this? And what would your recommendations be to people to be honest with themselves when it comes to addiction?
So for me, first and foremost, it's not about the substance we put in our body. It's not about the casino we visit. It's not about the sex that we indulge in, or even up to like overindulging on sweets and chocolates. It's addiction for us. It's behavior disorder. So we look at how we can treat the behavior. If we can put into this space that they're not a screw up, that they, because often addicts come in with this belief that they will never amount to anything. So it's just easy. It's easy to go and bullshit ourselves and say I'm already a screw up anyway, so I might as well just carry on doing what I'm doing. So to break that cycle is also quite hard, and it's not. We treat people from the townships up to people that got a lot of money. We've got the same bond. There's nothing different between the lawyer or the guy or the street junkie. We've got addiction, and that's what we look at.
So when you look at addiction and treating addiction, is it a medical treatment that you need to undergo? Is it a psychosocial behavior change you have to undergo, or is it a combination of the two?
It's a combination of all of the things. When it comes to stuff like heroin addiction, yes, they're coming in, we've got to treat the withdrawals. There's certain medication, the doctor sees them, provides a detox regime. But that's the easy part. Anyone can come off, anyone can detox off the substance. It's staying off the substance that's hard. And that's where we're coming to the psychosocial side of things, where we've got to put into this space these various things. Some people come in, they've been abused from childhood, or like myself. I had a perfect upbringing. I just like to get high. So it was a little bit more difficult for me to understand, because I grew up privileged and didn't matter. I was always bailed out of trouble. But some people are not as privileged as me, and they come with real problems. So what we do is we take drugs to mask how we feel. That becomes the problem. So we don't like to feel. We don't like to feel. And when our feelings become too much, that's when we put more substance into our body.
So speaking about, you highlighted that, you were privileged growing up, but you were an addict. What did you start off with in your younger years, and what did it then lead to? Because you ended up being on the streets of Hillbrow.
Correct. So I started off quite simple. There was alcohol in the house. My parents went away for a weekend. I saw this alcohol and I just started drinking. And I remember the very first day, I think I was about 13 or 14, me and my friend, his name was Jamie, lived across the road from me. We had tackled this bottle of whatever it was, and we got so drunk. But I remember, even though I felt so out of control, I loved that feeling. I loved like being outside of myself. I loved everything about it. And from there onwards, I think it was just a natural progression to the next task. And I started smoking dacha. Didn't really like that. Went on to ecstasy. First LSD. Kind of like that. When I found ecstasy, I used and abused it as often as I could. And then the one day I was introduced into cocaine, and it was me finished. But my addiction with drugs didn't stop there. I mean, after I still went to prison. I still ended up sparking heroin.
What was that turning point where you said, enough is enough, I need to stop and help others?
No, so I got back and I was way worse than I was when I left off. I came back with post-traumatic stress. For me it was, I walked out of the streets on the Hillbrow, I still had my car, I still had my job, I still had whatever, but I had enough. So that point was, I'm tired now. Like, I can't do this anymore. But even though that was a turning point, I have still come clean. I still managed to be clean for quite a while, and I've still relapsed. In addiction, if we're not working on ourselves, we're working on how we're going to get our next fix. And I'm an addict, and I lose focus quickly. If I'm not doing the right thing, I will end up doing the wrong thing.
Now, I see at the centre here, there's a lot of support and help for the addicts that are here.
Yeah.
What makes your support of them slightly different to a traditional a treatment or another addiction center?
So I believe that at Viewpoint we have counsellors that are also qualified. However, they've been down the road that every addict that goes down. They've lived that point where the pain has become too much. When the clients say to us, this is how we feel, we relate because we've all been there. So I think that's what, there are a lot of treatment centres out there, and there are some very good ones that do the same thing as we do. But ultimately, to gain trust of an addict, you need to come from a place where they can feel safe to confide in you. And that will usually when one addict is talking to another addict, when they understand each other. Like myself, I've been to plenty of treatment centres where it was just therapists that like studied in the books. No disrespect to those people, but I only started feeling safe when I would speak to somebody that understood my pain. I think that's what it's down to. Like, how can you tell me how to live my life if you've never walked in my shoes? I know that's like a cliche and it's used and abused too much, but it's quite honestly, it's the truth.
What would your final piece of advice be to people out there who are currently watching the show and are struggling with addiction?
Look, the problem out there is lack of information. So when we don't understand, we base our decisions on what we think. And society governs us. We are supposed to think that junkies are low lives, that they run around and they do crime. It's not like that. The junkie today, or the addict today, is everywhere. It's in top-notch companies, on the streets. They're all over the place. So we can't sit back and think that it's only the people that are organised in crime or whatever. It's everybody. And like I said, it's a family disease. And it doesn't just mean hardcore drugs. Taking prescription medication is also an addiction. Housewives or people that start off, they go to the doctor and they start taking too much pain medication. That alone forms habit from taking the medicine, and that forms addiction. We get a lot of those calls. But also, I've noticed since I started in this industry, the youth is getting younger and younger. I take calls from 9, 10. They phone me and say, my daughter or my son is like 9 or 10 or 13. And it's funny, because every time I take a call, I'm not any more or less shocked than the previous call. It's like, I can't get used to this idea. When I was this kid's age, I was playing with Lego. They're running around smoking crack. It's unbelievable.
I think that, it's admirable on what you're doing. I think having Viewpoint out there and seeing so many people that are benefiting, even though they might not be able to come and afford it, they can still call in and chat to you because you've got context of where that person has been that's living with that addiction. And like you said, you'll always be an addict, but it's up to you to be aware of self before you can get out there and then go the negative route again. Thank you so much for your time, Brett, for sharing your story with us. I believe this will not only inspire people out there to be aware of addiction, but also to stop it, but really to give them the information that they need to make more informed decisions.
Oh, it's only a pleasure. I'm glad I can sit here and talk about this. This is very close to my heart. Thank you very much.
Drug dependency in all its forms is a massive problem that creates serious health, societal, legal and economic problems for the country. We need to stand together to fight this. Up next, we bring you an easy-to-do winter workout routine. Today's Shape Your Life workout is all about the six-pack. Many people realize in summer that they've added too much cellulite and fat to their body, and that is often deposited between the navel and the knee, and they want to burn it. Winter is the ideal time to get the body active. Now today's workout is going to help you shape and tone the six-pack, but burn that fat layer around it. So we'll be mixing in strength exercise and cardio exercise. Ladies, are you ready? Our first exercise is, of course, the foot shuffles. So the hands will be moving up and down in front of you as though you're running, and the feet will be shuffling backwards and forwards. Ladies, are you ready? Let's go for it. Go! And this you do for 30 seconds. All right, so far so good. A wonderful warm-up and a very easy cardio exercise to do. Our next exercise, part of our cardio, is of course to bring in some upper body cardio. So feet shoulder width apart, Hands in front of you, tight fists, and all I want you to do is choose a spot in front of you and punch, alternating your hands. Right hand first, let's go! Right, left, and you're going as fast as you can and as hard as you can. Now while you're doing these punches, engage your core and tighten your core so you get a bit of an oblique or side ab workout. All right, good, drop it down. Now many people don't realize cardio is also for the upper body and the lower body. Your body doesn't choose to burn fat in particular areas. It'll burn fat throughout the body. So you can't pinpoint fat burning, but you can pinpoint muscle toning. And that's exactly what we'll be doing with our ab exercises. Have a seat on the mats. Now many of us think about the ab crunch as the traditional and the best exercise for abs. It's not the best because you tend to do it with incorrect technique. So our first exercise will of course be something known as leg flutters, which will be laying backwards, feet off the ground, and just fluttering our legs up and down. Are you ready? Let's lay backwards, hands underneath your glutes, legs in front of you, and off you go. Now holding it over there, we're really going to be engaging our core. All I want you now to do are leg crossovers. So cross over for the next ab exercise. Good, relax it down and sit up. Now as you can see, it's not easy, all right? Even our amazing models over here are struggling with it, but that's a good thing. You need to challenge your body with exercise. If it's too easy for you, add a level of difficulty and then push for 10 more reps or 5 more seconds to really get those muscles to work, because you want to create something known as microfibric tears in the muscle to really ensure that it recovers, recuperates, regenerates, and burns some fat. And our last ab exercise is the traditional leg raise. So lay back again, hands under your glutes, leg comes up, drop your legs down and lift it up. Good, relax it down. Now you repeat those exercises for 3 more sequences to really give you a great workout. Now the beauty of this workout is that you can do it in the gym as part of a normal workout that you may do. You could do it at home when you wake up in the morning, or even outdoors in the park with some friends. Ladies, how are you feeling? Feeling good? Quick and easy ab and cardio workout to let you shape your body today for summer ahead. That's all we have for you on today's show. Thanks for watching Healthy Living on Afro World View. From me, Ronald Apogee, and the team, keep warm and healthy. Cheers.